Nanti modul kena buat lagi kot. Pasal ada orang tanya. Okay. Macam mana? Ini kedua. Oh, yang pertama tadi harap. Ini bukan. Ini tu tu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praise be to Allah. We praise Him, we ask for His help, we ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge with Allah from the wickedness of ourselves and from the badness of our deeds. Whoever been given by Allah guidance, then nobody can be a misguider for him. Whoever misguided by Allah, then nobody can be a guider for him. I bear witness there's no God worthy to worship except Allah, only Him, no associate for Him. And I bear witness that Muhammad, His messenger and His servant. O Allah, give good praise upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. Have you give good praise upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. O Allah, bless upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. Have blessed upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. Very most worthy of praises and exalted in glory. Today, inshallah, our current issues, like always, every 2 weeks, we exploring the current issues among our society and try to give the right explanation and right understanding, because these days we know that too many people are becoming the muftis without any we say authority. But the authority that we mean that doesn't mean that you have to be appointed by the government, but to know what being said by the Prophet ﷺ, we taught by the Prophet ﷺ, but you said by Allah in the Quran. That is the real authority, not just the opinion, because your opinion is just an opinion until it being supported or being extracted from the saying of Allah in the saying of the Prophet ﷺ. Nothing is actually have any authority except from that two source of Islam. So our topic today, inshallah, beyond the plate, exploring the holistic meaning of halal. A few weeks ago, or maybe a month, actually I myself, before being exposed by anybody, I was thinking about going there to eat because I like to try foods. You know, I'm a foodie. Like to try food. Even some of my friends in Kota Damansara, when I was staying in Kota Damansara, they said that if Adli said the food is tasty, believe him. He really know that the food is tasty. Because I like to go to try new food. Alhamdulillah. Allah Ta'ala give the health and benefit from what food we eat. So when the thing, the before being exposed about what the ingredient being used, I was thinking about going there. Thinking about, oh, I want to go there. Want to try. You know, when our brother here, a few places here, few restaurants that we know from our Jamaah, like Claypot in Taman Tun Ismail, or in Kenton Village, or Nikusute, they are providing foods that actually not a norm for the Malays. And they're providing some of it is actually have the non-halal version for the non-Muslim, but they are making the halal version for Muslim. We really like to taste it, inshallah. So, but the thing is, when being exposed and the thing being talked around today is, until today, is still being, the authorities is talking about it. So we have to understand from the start, because Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, when He sent His Prophet Muhammad, or even all the Prophet being sent, they actually came to this world to firstly to make people know Allah, to know their God, their Lord, who created them, who provided them. That is the first task. The second task is actually for the human being, to worship their Lord, how they worship their Lord. And the act of worship their Lord or their God who created them, there's two sides. One is actually by doing things that He wanted us to do, like prayers, like the pillars of Islam, the 5 prayers, the giving away, the alms, or zakat, pay zakat, or to fasting in Ramadan, or doing Hajj in Baitullah. That is actually the things that He wants us to do. The aside of that is actually what He forbade us from doing it. Forbade us from doing it. That is actually our obedience, our act of restriction from anything being forbade by Him. That is also act of worship. That is also considered as the act of worship towards Allah, because we honor Him as our creator, our sustainer, the real Lord of the universe, and all the humankind, or all the living things in this world. So to obey Him for what He wants us to do, and to avoid whatever He wants us not to do, that is the thing. That is deen. That is deen. I remember our Sheikh, when he presenting the topic of why Islam to the people in Dubai. They have the da'wah dynamic. They have the to train the trainer, to train the da'i, how to preach Islam. So when he talked about why Islam, he said, when Allah said ad-din, inna dina indallah, what is deen? So people start to give answers. This one say this and this one say that. So in the end, he said, actually, the real answer for deen is do and don't. What you can do, what you must do from Allah command, and what you must avoid. Because the thing is so simple. You came to this world, everything is provided for you. Everything is given to you. So you are living, your life is from Him. To sustain your life is also from Him. So you cannot get anything except from Allah. So why should you disobey Him? That is the question. So when you obey Him, whatever He command you to do, and avoid whatever He forbade you from doing it, that is the deen. That is the manner, as a manner of a person who came to a place that is not his. Like we came to Al-Khadim, so all the chairs and the desk being realigned, the account being switched on, the fan is there, the lamp is there, the light is there. So we know that somebody is actually managing this place. So as a person who came to the place, we, as a manners of a person, have to have manners. That we don't do anything except to ask first from the owner, can I do this? May I do this? Or is it appropriate for me to do this or not? So that is the thing. That is the same as the Prophet ﷺ when he said, Kun fid dunya ka'annaka gharib. Be in this world as a traveler. Because a traveler, when they came to any villages, they want to stay there, to rest a few days. They must ask permission from the villagers there. Can I do this? Can I stay here? Can I sleep here? He must ask. Because that is the manners as we in this world. We are not here before 100 years. We will be going out from this world after 100 years. We are not here after this. We are not here before this. So we came here as a traveler, stay for a while, so we must ask. So deen, that is related to what we are talking today, inshallah, about the halal. The word halal in Islam is actually can be translated as permissible. Permissible. What is permissible? By Allah. Not everything halal is a must. It's halal, but not is a must. Like we talk about the polygamy. It is halal, but not a must. You don't say that you must marry 2, you must marry 3. We don't say anything like that. So it is not a must. It's something that is halal, prescribed, being permissible by Allah. Can Allah Ta'ala give you permission to do it? That is actually the exact meaning of halal. But halal, before we talk into whatever on your plates, you have to know that halal doesn't only go into whatever you eat, even what you speak, what you see, what you listen, what you hold, where you walk, and everything is related to either permissible or forbid by Allah. Is it permissible or forbid? Because like I said, we have to ask, we have to follow, because we actually came to this world as a traveler. You should not. There's no manners if you put in any country, any nation, any people, any tribes. They always will honor that manners of a person that come to a place that not his. He must ask the do and don't at that place. The do and don't is that is the religion. That is the religion. So, like I said, it's not only consists of whatever you eat, whatever you say, whatever you see, whatever you listen, whatever you hold, even your gesture, the gesture of your face, to smile or to laugh. Everything is actually, there is halal and haram. Permissible by Allah, unpermissible by Allah. You cannot say that I'm free, I can do everything. That's so wrong. Because of that, wrongly understood in our society, the thing about halal is only food. No, even your what do you say? Sometimes people doesn't care what they say, but that is actually something that is actually so big. In the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, "Inna rajula, very indeed, a man, la yatakallamu bi kalmatin min sukhtillah, will say words that from among the things that Allah Ta'ala have anger upon. Allah Ta'ala be angry about that words. La yulki bihi bala, but he doesn't care. He say that words. He doesn't think that word is big. Yahwi biha, he will fall down because of that word. Fi nari jahannam, in the hellfire, sab'ina kharifa, 70 years. Just words. Words that he said, you don't care about it, but Allah Ta'ala angry with your words. You will fall down because of that word 70 years inside the hell, and you didn't reach the bottom yet. 70 years still falling down. How deep? Just because of words. So really you have to understand, halal and haram is not only upon food. But in our society, always they said about the food. Okay, when you say about foods, you say halal or haram. Okay, the halal, the permissible one for you to eat, you can categorize it into few categories. Some of the thing is forbid upon you by itself, means that the thing cannot be cleansed, cannot be clean, cannot be purified. Is actually filth. A filth. Allah Ta'ala said is forbidden for you from the start. See, the thing is actually like Allah Ta'ala said in the Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah 173, Surah Al-Nahl 115, Surah Al-Ma'idah verse 3, Surah Al-An'am 145. Allah said, Hurrimat alaykumul maytatu waddamu wa lahmul khinzir wa ma uhilla bihi li ghairillah. It will forbid upon you maytatu. anything that not been slaughtered in the name of Allah is considered as maitah. That thing, that meat, carcass that cannot be eaten. And secondly, what damu, blood. There are cultures. I think my friend, my Chinese friend before said that they always when they slaughter chicken, they will take a bowl and they will take the blood and they will freeze it in the freezer and they will cook it. So I asked him, what is the taste? He said, it's just like the liver. Oh, he said, I don't know the taste. The taste is the same, he said. The same as the liver. Then because of that, the Prophet did say to us, uhilla lana maitatan wa daman, being permissible for us two blood and two dead things. Two dead thing and two blood. Alman maitatan, for the two unslaughtered things that we can eat is as-samaku wal jarad. It is the fish and also the grasshopper. But when I say grasshopper, when you say, why grasshopper? Okay, in the area like in Africa or in the Arabian Peninsula, they have few seasons when the grasshopper will come. So many grasshopper. They call locusts, and they are big. In Malay, they call belalang juta. It will eat up everything, but they will eat. The grasshopper will be eaten by those people. They take out the head, the thorny leg, and they will just munching upon it. They said that there's like the taste. They said is like prawn. I don't taste that, but my friend said it's like prawn. Okay. Anyway, that's the thing. And my daman in the hadith, two blood is al-kabir wa tahal. The liver and tahal. I think tahal in our language is called limper. Limper. In English, I don't really understand. I don't really remember what is limper, because al-kabir wa tahal, both of it is consists of blood. So that is permissible. Other than that, the blood that will be being spilled during the slaughtering is not permissible for you to eat. The blood inside the body, the muscle, the vein, and the bone is permissible. It's not for you to wash it out. Some people say that you have to wash out all the blood. So the meat is still red because it have blood. So they start to wash the meat until it become white. Some Malay, they have that understanding. I don't know why. So they wash the meat until it's white, then they will eat it. They said that is actually purified. This is so wrong. So the thing that the blood being spilled during the slaughtering. Okay, walaham al-khinzir, and also alaham al-khinzir, the meat of the swine. Wama uhillal bihi lighairillah, and whatever being presented to other than Allah, something that being offered to the deity and everything is not for the Muslim to eat. So when you see that is mentioned in Quran four times in the Quran, talking about the things that is forbid. It is not the whole, because the Prophet ﷺ did explain in his hadith, saying few things, other things that we mentioned there, like the raptor, the birds of prey, you cannot eat it. The animal like tiger, lion, you cannot eat that. So it's mentioned in the hadith. It mentioned in the Quran, mentioned in the hadith. So we can see that from the thing that you eat, there are things like that cannot be purified. You cannot do things to make it become halal. If something that is actually being smeared, but something is actually not pure, that is something some meat fell into the dirty place, you can clean it and you can eat it. It's actually the opposite. Yeah, but the things that, like I said, the dead animal that without slaughtering, Islamic slaughtering, the swine, the blood, cannot be purified. By itself is haram. The same as being said about the liquor or intoxicated drinks. Intoxicated drinks also being said in Surah Al-Ma'idah verse number 90. 90. Allah Ta'ala said. 91. Yeah, 1991. Allah Ta'ala said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O people have believed, innamal khamru wal maisiru wal ansab wal azlam. Indeed, intoxicant, gambling, sacrificing on the stone and altar for other than Allah, divining arrows, throwing arrow to predict what will happen, is it true or wrong. That is actually in the work of shaitan. Rijsun is filth, defilement from the work of shaitan. Fajtanibu, then avoid it. So the scholars understand from it that it is not pure. Even in the hadith, Sahih Muslim, one of the companion of Prophet ﷺ, named Abu Talha, he married a woman that have orphan. So he married because he want to take care of the orphan. So he came to the Prophet asking about the orphan. They have a jar of intoxicant. A jar of intoxicant means their parent died, doesn't left them anything except a jar of intoxicant. So the companion said to the Prophet, "Oh Prophet Allah, can we change it or make it to become vinegar? To become vinegar, because the process is like that. From the extract of fruits, you ferment it, it become liquor or intoxicant, and you make it to prolong again, it become vinegar. So can we change it into vinegar? Sometimes by putting it into the sun or placing something inside the intoxicant, it can be changed into vinegar. So the Prophet said to them, La harikuhu, spill it away, throw it away. So from that point, the Prophet ﷺ, giving the command to the companion not to benefit from that things. So because if you can't provide it, if it's changed by itself, you can use it. But if you change it from the liquor, from the intoxicant, you change it by yourself, then it's not permissible. It's haram. So the Prophet tell them, because the orphan, they need the money. But the Prophet said to them, no, spill that intoxicant. Don't change it, spill it, don't get any benefit from that intoxicant. So from that point, we know that you cannot purify it. It will be still there like that, and cannot be purified. You cannot clean it. Okay, second thing is really the thing that become forbid upon us, or haram, not being permissible for us to eat, is because how you get it, how you get that thing. Means that the thing is actually that chicken is halal, but you steal it from its owner, then it's haram. The thing is halal, the way you get it is haram. It's become haram for you. It's also haram. Sometimes people they said that is haram. You know, once before, my friend, when I was at school in Perak, I don't know which Ustaz give them that idea. At that time, they thought that their Ustaz telling them, I don't know which one. Like I said, I don't know which one, because I learned from the same Ustaz, but none of them saying something like that. So they said that the non-Muslim in Malaysia, their belonging is halal for us to take just like that. I said, which Ustaz? But those friends that I knew, they steal the chicken of our neighbor. There's a Hindu Indian guy, family in front of the school, staying there. So they they actually took the chicken at night and take to the kitchen and slaughter it. But the discussion is, did you slaughter it? They said, yes. You know, if you don't slaughter, this chicken will be haram for us. But like I said, they steal it. You steal it. The same as the money of riba, the money of rishwah, usury, or bribery. It's no. In Islam, even so, the money is not dirty by itself, but the way you get it. You lie, or even if you sell something to people, you reduce the way. Also, you get the money. It is haram. So don't say about the haram just the pig or the liquor. No, not like that. The way you get something is also can make it haram. And the third one is actually, like I said, something that is permissible fell into some places actually filthy, dirty. You have to clean it. You can clean it and eat it. That is another thing. So basically, when you say about halal in Islam or permissible, you have to understand that there are three types of thing that is forbidden. Because of what? Because of the it itself is forbidden by Allah. You cannot clean it, or the way you get it, or the thing is mixed with something that is actually filthy. That is become haram with one of that. The original one is actually okay. The third one, the original one is okay, but whatever mixed with the original one, that will make the thing become haram. Okay. Some people say that when the topic about that clay pot rice, chicken clay pot rice emerged, some people say that, but some scholars say it is permissible. Okay, the cooking wine. I want to explain tonight for all of you. The thing about intoxicant is not about the alcohol. The origin is not about the alcohol. It is actually about the thing is being made to intoxicate yourself. Something you made to intoxicate yourself, even though you don't intoxicate by eating it or drinking it, is still haram. From the first time you bought it, it's wrong. Because sometimes you know that when people want to to make a soy sauce, they have to ferment the soybean. Also the same as people who want to make vinegar, like balsamic vinegar, that actually from the grape juice, they want to change it until become vinegar. So they must pass the wine process. So the residue of alcohol is there. The same as people in Malaysia eating tapai, the ferment rice, but it's sweet. It's not sour, the sweet one. So the tapai is actually there is our alcohol. The alcohol is there, but you don't made it to intoxicate yourself. If you made it to intoxicate yourself, then it's haram. Even though you don't intoxicate it. You don't intoxicate. I eat a lot. I don't intoxicate. But I want to buy it because I want to get intoxicated. That is haram. That is haram from the start. So basically, like Sheikh Husseini Hafidhullah said, if something that is grey area, you don't know whether it's halal or it's haram or is it in between, the best for you is to let it go, don't go into it. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, Al-halalu bayyinun, what is permissible is clear. Wal-haramu bayyinun, what is forbidden is clear. Wa bainahuma, between the halal and haram, umuru mushtabihat. There are certain grey area or things that is actually confused by many. La ya'lamuhunna kathirun minan nas. Many people doesn't know about it. Faman ittaqa syubuhat. Then the Prophet teach us, whoever avoid whatever is not clear, is actually not clear whether it's halal or haram. Faman ittaqa syubuhat. Whoever get away or prevent himself away from things that is actually not clear, فَقَدْ اسْتَبْرَأَ لِعِرْضِهِ وَدِينِهِ, then he have already cleansed his honor and his religion. His honor being protected, his religion also being protected. Nobody can say anything wrong about him because he protecting his honor and his religion by not doing things that can be halal or can be haram. Can be. So if you avoid, that's better. وَمَنْ وَقَعَ فِي الشُّبُهَاتِ, but and the Prophet said at the same time, whoever fell down into anything that is not clear, unclear things, وَقَعَ فِي الْحَرَامِ, he is actually already fell into something that is forbidden. Then the Prophet give example. Karra'i, he is actually like a shepherd. Like a shepherd, a herder. Yar'a hawlahima, that bring his herd around the forbidden garden of the king. Hima, forbidden garden of the king. You know, kings always have forbidden garden. The place that they can be there, you cannot be there. Only their princess there, their wife is there. Nobody can look into that place. So whoever get into that place will be chopped off their head. That is the what you say, the universal rule being put by the king to protect the honor of their wife, their children, their daughters. So they cannot, you cannot. So whoever fell into unclear things, the Prophet said, Karra'i, he is actually like a shepherd or a herder, yar'a, that getting his herd, hawla hima, around the forbidden garden of the king. Yushiku an yuka'afi, it almost that anytime one of his goat or his sheep will jump into the forbidden garden. Anytime. And if the sheep go into there, the one that we prosecute is him, not the sheep. Not the sheep. You will be prosecuted. Allah, the Prophet said, no. Inna likulli malikin hima. Every king have his own forbidden garden. Know that every king have forbidden garden. Allah, know that inna himallah fi ardihi, indeed, the forbidden garden of Allah, fi ardihi, in his world, in his earth that is created, maharimuhu, it is actually whatever been forbid by him. That is the forbidden garden. Don't ever venture into it. That is the thing. So even though, like I said, some people will say about the alcohol is there, but not intentionally. Because when you ferment anything, have sweet sugar, it will pass into the alcohol phase. It will be there. But like I said, it's not the alcohol is the thing. You say, why do you make it? Because one of my students asked me, he said, how could you differentiate thing? I said, when you make it, why you make it? Like people making the balsamic vinegar. They want the vinegar. They want the vinegar, not the wine. So it passed through the face and nothing happened there. Or like when you say, you take the coconut vinegar. It's also passing the same face. Passing the face of samsu. You know, when you heard samsu by the people in the estate, the Indian, normally they make the coconut water into liquor, into intoxicant. So they're also doing that. But if you pass that phase, you will go into vinegar. That is halal. Even though that I said the residue of the alcohol may be inside there. Maybe inside there, but not this. But when you want to take care of yourself, make sure that the non-halal is not to be touched. Or what is not clear, you avoid it. Okay, why should we taking care about it? First of all, about the halal. Why Muslims are taking care, really care about the halal? First thing first, because like I said, it is the manner, the sign of obedience to your Lord. That is the first thing. You actually taking care of what you eat, what you see, what you listen, what you hold. everything that is permissible you do, non-permissible you avoid, that is the sign of worship, that you honor your Lord. Because of that, that is the first thing. Secondly, it's related to whatever we said about your dua, your prayer, your supplication to Allah will not be accepted if your food, your drink, your clothes is not halal. The Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith narrated by Bukhari and Muslim. In that hadith, the Prophet said, Inna Allah tayyibun wa la yakbalu illa tayyiba. Allah is so good and He will not accept something that is good. Wa inna Allah amara al-mu'minin bima amara bihil mursalin. And Allah Ta'ala is commanding the believers like He commanding the messengers. You know, the prophets, the messengers get the same treatment or same command like we have. Like Allah said in the Quran, faqala ya ayyuhar rasul kulu minat tayyibat. Kulu minat tayyibat. In surah Mu'minun, verse number 50. Ya ayyuhar rasul kulu minat tayyibat. All people who have, all messengers, all of them, Allah said, kulu minat tayyibat. Eat from what is good. Mean tayyibat is good, means that not just tasty, but is beneficial and is halal. Okay? Yang Allah said for the believers, in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 172. Allah said, Ya ayyuhal, and also Allah said, in 72, Allah said, Ya ayyuhal ladina amanu, kulu min tayyibati ma razaqnakum. All people who have believed, eat from what is good that we have made is provision for you. Whatever we prepare for you, then eat from it. So the Prophet said, so Allah is actually telling the messengers, the believers, as what He tell the messengers, to eat from what is good, not filthy, not corrupted, no. Okay. And after the Prophet mentioned about these two ayah, the Prophet said, Abu Hurairah said, the Prophet mentioned about thumma dhakar rajulan. Then after the Prophet mentioned about a man, Ash'as Akbar. His hair is not, not being combed. Akbar, so dusty and not proper. People actually having long journey. They cannot comb their hair, they cannot clean their clothes. So this is actually one of the sign or one of the condition. Person so desperate, Allah will answer his prayer. His call, supplication, Allah will answer. Yarfa'u aydahi ila sama, and he lift out his hand to the heaven, saying, Ya Rabb, Ya Rabb. He said, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. But the Prophet said, Wa mat'amuhu haram. But his food was from the forbidden. Wa mashrabuhu haram, and his drink was from the forbidden. Wa malbasu haram, his clothes are from the forbidden. Wa ghudhiya bil haram, and his provision with something is haram. The Prophet said, فَأَنَّا يُسْتَجَابُ لَهُ. How can he be answered? How can he be answered by Allah? Means that if you eat something that is not halal, then the possibility for your prayers, for your supplication being accepted by Allah, being heard by Allah, being answered by Allah is so tiny. So tiny. The possibility is so thin. You cannot get the answer. So because of that, to make sure that your food, your drink, like I said, two things, sometimes the non-believers or non-Muslim will say, the Muslim doesn't eat pork, but they eat the bribery. I say the two things being mentioned by the hadith. We don't ever say that you cannot eat swine or pig, but you can eat bribery. None from that is from Islam. Like I said, it's forbid. You lie to get something, you get it, is forbid upon you, is haram, even though the judge saying that is yours. The Prophet did say about this when he actually resolve dispute between his companion. He said to his companion after he make a decision, he said, Innama ana bashar. I am only a human being. Asma'u, whatever I heard, I listen, I will judge. Maybe some of you have more eloquent in his speech than his brother. So he said something, then I tend to believe him more than his brother. So I give him from his brother's right. The Prophet said, no, that actually when I give him what is brother's right, I am not giving him his brother's right, but I giving him a part of hellfire. If it's a land, then the land is a hellfire for him. You know, some of the companion, after listening that, they retract. They say, Rasulullah, I don't want it. Because that is the thing. Because the judge, whatever the judge say, will not change the reality. Allah knows the reality. You can pass whatever in this world, but you cannot pass whatever in last day. Because of that deceiving, lying, to take money, to take the whatever not yours from others, is so wrong. That is also things that will stop your prayers from being answered by Allah. Remember, remember. So it is that. And thirdly, the saying of the Prophet ﷺ. But this will comply to the one that know. Because sometimes some people say that your children is like that because you actually eating or giving them something that is not halal. Sometimes they relate it like that. May Allah Ta'ala, yes, may Allah Ta'ala may give somebody that type of trial to make him come back to Allah, to make him repent, yes. But not always. You cannot say that anybody that their children is sick, their children, his family died and everything, this is because you eat haram. You cannot say something like that. But anyway, if the father, take a bribery or giving food that is actually not halal to his children, if the children know and they doesn't care, or the wife doesn't care, the Prophet did mention in one of his hadith, the Prophet said, Kullu lahmin nabata min haramin. Kullu lahmin nabata min haramin. Every meat that grow from anything that is forbid, fannaru awla bihi, then hellfire is what is right for that meat. The meat that grow into your body, if it's from the haram one, then your body is more rightful to go into the hell. So it's not something that is actually, like I said, it's not something that so simple for anybody to think that what are they taking care of the halal thing. Why the Muslim is so care about the halal? Because this, if I say just these three things only, then it's actually so enough. Because the sign of obedience towards your Lord, to make sure that your prayers be answered by Allah, to avoid your body to be growing from anything that is forbidden by Allah. These three things is enough for the Muslim to take care of their food. And for those who are not Muslim, or not Muslim yet, not yet Muslim, they must honor, respect the stand that the Muslim have. Why in this world people are respecting the vegan but not respecting the Muslim for their right? The vegan, actually, those vegetarian or the vegan, they can sue any company, anybody that lie upon putting food to their mouth. They take the food to the laboratory to check whether there's animal fat inside there. If they get something there, they sue the company. And the court is actually opening up. But we can see that in our society, there's no respect for the Muslim. Nobody say that the Muslim must be respected for their stand, for not eating anything that is haram. They should be respected. Like I said, for we in Malaysia, we have that Islam is the religion, official religion of Malaysia. The Persekutuan Tanah Melayu means that the Malaysia, its official religion is Islam. And the king is Islam, the Agong is Islam, the Prime Minister is Islam, the chief of the police is Islam, the chief of the army is Islam, Muslim. Why? Cannot be respected. It's actually the right of the Muslim to eat halal. So nobody should deceive. Like these days, when you go into the supermarket, especially when they are, the Muslim itself, they don't have that reservation. They reserve themselves from something like that. They heard something about Korea, everybody going there. There's a new food, Korea food. Oh, we try. They only put the sign there, no pork, no lard. And the Muslim is going there. You should ask. Because the animal that is not being slaughtered the Islamic way is forbidden and considered unclean. Some people will say why. Some people say why. Okay, listen. In Islam, when you been commanded by the Prophet ﷺ to use a sharp knife to slaughter your animal, that's the first thing. Secondly, the way for you to slaughter the animal being shown by the Prophet, the companion, that they will cut four big vein and small vein. The big vein, the first one is actually the air and the food from the middle, and from the side is actually for the blood to go up and the blood to go down. So when they cut and they don't chop off the head like that, why? Because they want to make sure that the brain still connecting with the body. Because when you slaughter the animal the Islamic way with the sharp knife, for 3 minutes actually the animal doesn't feel anything. They don't feel the pain. Why? You can see that anybody being cut his hand with knife, the blood is spilling. At that time, he doesn't feel anything. He only feel the pain at night when the nerves start to connecting each other. That at night they will feel the pain. But during the incident, during the knife cutting him, he will not feel anything. So for 3 minutes, so remember, for 3 minutes, when the brain is still connecting to the body, the brain have the lack of oxygen because the blood doesn't arrive at the brain. So the brain is calling to all bodies, where's the oxygen? Where's the oxygen? So the heart will pumping everything to save the brain. Because once your brain doesn't get oxygen for more than 3 minutes, you will die. When you see somebody is actually drowning, if less than 3 minutes, you can save him. More than 3 minutes, the function, the brain already damaged. Even the brain death will happen. So because of that, the body will send, and even the leg of the animal when it's actually moving, this want to push the blood to the brain. So when you open up vein here, and also in the middle, all the blood will be spilled away. And not having the blood inside the body is a clean process. Why? Or complete bleeding, you have to make it complete bleeding, because inside the blood is everything. The oxygen is moving through the blood. The nutrition, what is the nutrition? The food that you eat, also moving through your blood, from your stomach to your brain to your body, everything is by the blood. So inside the blood is good thing, but inside the blood also bad things. The carbon dioxide, all the waste from your body through the blood, and also whatever poison that enter your body is also inside your blood. So to make sure that the complete bleeding happen, that is the real things that you are doing when you slaughter your animal. So when you don't slaughter your animal by the way of Islam, is really actually the body, the body of the animal is still containing germs, bacteria, and everything is there. So you are harming others by giving foods like that. That's why we always say about the animal, is it being slaughtered by the way of Islam? Because if it's slaughtered by the way of Islam, then only it become halal. Many nations, many countries like Australia, like New Zealand, they honor this thing. Even they take from the Muslim country people who are slaughtering animal to the way of Islam. And even when somebody show a video that those people are not honoring the way of Islam, they actually being sacked. The company being blocked by the government from exporting their meat to the other country because honoring the right of the Muslim. So because we know that when Allah Ta'ala forbid us from anything that is filth, that is forbidden from something, either because it's harming us, or because the filth that is actually inside that things, or unjust that being done to anybody by that thing. So it's for us to honor the Muslim, it's actually so right. So for the non-Muslim, not yet Muslim, when they open their restaurant, they have to be sincere about that. If they took their chicken from the place that is actually have the certificate, then get the certification. Because all the slaughterhouse that slaughtered chicken or beef or cow or goat, they have to have that certificate. They will be checked by the authority from time to time to make sure that all the animal there have been slaughtered by the way of Islam. Like I said, because this is to honor the right of the Muslim. So if not, it should not be neglected like that. Just to put that no pork, no lard. No pork, no lard. Actually, I went to one utama one time with my wife. So we found our friend said something about a restaurant. He said about the wagyu and everything. So we asked the workers that actually in front the front desk, is it halal? He said no pork, no lard. I said, is it halal? Means that is it slaughtered by the way of Islam? It is your right to ask them. If they cannot answer that, don't go into that restaurant. You should not go. Just because people have hype, like the chicken rice, claypot chicken rice. I said, I want to go from the start. When I see that the uncle is talking in Cantonese and cooking, so it so amazed me. His hand is so quick. I was thinking about going. Then a week after that, all the thing about the cooking wine being used and everything. So I must find another place. So the thing is really about honoring the right of Muslim. The authority also, they have to make sure that the thing is being taken care of. The frequent checking to the restaurant, to the slaughtering house about whatever being put there, then it should actually be being done continuously, because that is the way you make sure that the people that are non-Muslim or Muslim themselves to honor the right of the Muslim. Because some people, some Muslim actually doesn't have that honor. I remember one time, one of my nephew, actually he made a crispy chicken burger. So nice. Actually, I will call him one time to give you a taste about that food, that burger. Okay, he actually went to a place to open his stall. The selling was quite good, and some of people who came there said, how cannot you give you reduce the price? He said, I cannot reduce the price because I'm using the thigh part of the chicken, not the breast, the thigh of the chicken, to make that particular part to become the patty of the burger. So the burger is actually will be cooked when being asked by people. So it's so limited. The place is so limited. So he said cannot because that part is actually quite expensive. Then that guy said to my nephew, you just go to the chicken slaughtering shop and ask them for dyed chicken. Dyed chicken means that when they put the chicken inside the basket, a square basket, okay, some chicken during their traveling will die. So the one that alive is alive, what died is actually inside there. So this guy, he advising my nephew to go to that slaughtering place and ask for that type of chicken because it will become more cheaper. I said, A'udzubillahi minasyaitanirrajim. Allah Ta'ala protect us from the shaitan. That is actually the guy that advising my nephew is a Muslim. How can he say something like that? So go ask them. My nephew said, why? Why? He said to make it cheaper. It's not for you to gain profit by providing unhalal meat to others. If a non-Muslim doesn't care about it, I understand. But a Muslim can say something like that. It's so saddening to our society. It's people like that. Actually, people doesn't care. And he actually an elder person advising the younger person to do something that is against the will of Allah. What Allah Ta'ala commanded, you go against it. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. This is actually so. Remember about the halal. Many people actually the authority have their own task or their own responsibility. The owner of the shop have responsibility. You as a Muslim also have your own responsibility. You just hold to the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Al halalu bayyinun, what is permissible is clear. Wal haram bayyinun, and what is forbidden is clear. Wa bainahuma mushtabihat, whatever in between of the halal and haram, there are unclear things. La ya'lamuhunna kathirun nas, that many people do not know about it. Faman ittaqa syubhat, whoever avoid whatever is unclear, faqad istabra ali irdihi wa dinihi, then he has cleansed his honor and also his religion. Wa man waqa'a fi syubhat waqa'a fil haram, whoever venture into the syubhat, the unclear things, he is already venture into the haram. Take care about that, inshallah. Allah Ta'ala protect us from things, eating and halal things, and from making it stopping our prayers and our act of worship to be rejected by Allah. May Allah Ta'ala protect us from all of that. Wallahu a'lam. We have a Q&A, inshallah. Is there any online question? Andri, read it.
Assalamualaikum Ustaz.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.
Is Shopee Pay Later in Shopee halal?
Shopping
Pay Later.
Shopping pay later in Shopee is halal. Okay. When Shopee pay later, buy now pay later, they put the price higher than the original price. It's actually when they delay it, delay the payment, from your giving all the 1,000 at one time, you can pay 5 times. But they take the profit there. Buy one price only and no additional price. This is halal. Because in Islam, when a person want to sell you one thing, he said, this thing I will sell you cash 1,000. If you buy it installment, you will pay to me 1,200. It is permissible. Because the two ways is actually being agreed upon by the Majma' Fiqh Islam, the Academy of Islamic Fiqh in Riyadh. They have discussed about it. It's actually not wrong because the seller giving you the easiness with the price. With this price. Okay. Another question?
In Malaysia, a lot of restaurants don't have a halal sign placed outside clearly. So, when asked the restaurant, they say, yes, our food supply are all halal certified. Certified. Can we eat there?
Third, the ending one.
Okay. In Malaysia, a lot
Yeah,
of
that is clear.
okay. So when we ask the restaurant, they
Okay.
say, yes, our food supplies are all halal certified. So can we eat there?
Okay. By what they say to you at that time, yes, you can eat there. Actually, like being said, the symbol of halal for us in Malaysia, when we are staying in majority Muslim country, you don't have to put everything with the sign of halal. You don't have to actually, because like if Helmi asked me to come to his house, I don't argue with him. Which chicken do you buy? From which company? This cooking oil from what company? I don't ask something like that. For Muslim, we trust what they are, where they say. For a non-Muslim, that is actually for you to ask further more. Can you show us the certificate? Ask for the certificate. If a Muslim, you can surely, yeah, even though like the story I told you about taking that chicken to make from the slaughtering house is one of suggestion from a Muslim. Even though it's like that, as a Muslim, for a Muslim you believe them. But for if you still have any doubt, then you ask them to give the certificate. If they cannot give the certificate to you, then you can actually avoid that restaurant, because clearly Sushi King once before, they don't have the certificate, halal certificate. Why? Because they are putting there the sake along with everything, they have the sake. So face by face, they're trying so hard until they get the certificate. So when they get the certificate, then it's okay, alhamdulillah. So if they really want to do that, they will put it there. Even if I'm not mistaken, Soul Garden, Soul Garden, they also show their certificate of whatever being sold there, chicken and meat are from the halal provider. So that is the thing, because the cucumbers or carrot, you don't have the certificate, halal certificate, carrot halal certificate, because carrot is carrot, tomato is tomato. Because in Arab country they are some, we say, funny things happen. People actually putting slaughtered in the way of Islam, madbuh bi tarikatil Islam. They're selling every meat, putting there with that words. One day, they show us. One of my friends said that they're selling bean inside the can, and actually written there, madbuh ala tarikatil Islam, being slaughtered in the way of Islam. You know what bean do you slaughter? A bean, baked bean, being written there, madbuh ala tarikatil Islam, being slaughtered in the way of Islam. You know that when they're putting that, they don't know what they are doing. So if you ask them, they said certified. If you still have doubt, then further question. Can you show us the certificate? If they don't show you, then you just avoid. It's better for you to avoid. Okay. Third one.
Okay. The last question is, can Ustaz comment on chicken slaughter approved by Jakim and deemed halal, but use electric bars before being slaughtered by knife?
Okay. About using electric shock on the chicken. For me, I don't recommend it, because actually, okay, whenever the animal is not dead yet, and you manage to slaughter it before it dies, it is halal. The electric shock that they're using it, I don't know which which scholars or which scientists, I think it's Western scientists, non-Muslim scientists that giving that thought. You know, that giving shock, so the animal just in shock and you slaughter it to make it, the pain is easier on the animal. But it's wrong. Like I said, if the knife is so sharp, you just pass it, the animal doesn't feel anything. You don't need to hit the animal first, kick in, punch it, and then you slaughter it. You know, the doing is the same as doing that. Because they follow the research from a non-Muslim scientist saying about the benefit of giving electric shock to the animal before being slaughtered. Because the way that being done in the abattoir, the house of slaughter in the European country, when they want to slaughter the pig, they will, like a pistol, they will shot on the head of the animal once, then they slaughter it. That is so wrong. This is not the way of Islam. You don't hurt the animal before you slaughter it. So like I said, the thing about when you electrify, you shock the chicken with electric current, is same like you punch the chicken, you kick it, you throw it, and after that you slaughter it. It's same like that. Why do you hurt the animal? If you put your hand inside the electric shock, electric water, you yourself will feel the pain. How can you say that the animal doesn't feel the pain? So it's wrong to understanding that when you give a shock, the animal doesn't realize it. So you can slaughter it. But this is halal. About the halalness, yes. Because when they put inside the water, they don't wait for the animal to die. When the animal was actually still in shock, they start to cut the neck, the jugular. So they are trying to reduce. But for me, it's not reducing. It's the same as you punching, you kicking the animal, then you slaughter. It's not right. Okay?
Okay, Ustaz. The question is from me.
Huh?
I want to ask because Ustaz said that when we slaughter the animal, they will not feel pain for 3 minutes, right?
3.
3 minutes. Okay. So why when we do kurban, when we slaughter the what
Animal.
cow, they will
Like I said, if you want to push the blood, the struggling, you want to push the blood to the brain, so it will come out at the neck. It is not about the animal is actually feeling pain. The pain is not there. Like I said, if I get your hand right now, I cut it, you not feel the pain. You feel pain after this. The pain is not there at that time. So when you cut it, and you're not cutting it off, because if you cut off the head, chopping the head, then the connection between the brain and the body is not there anymore. Then no complete bleeding happen. No blood will be sent out. If you remember, during our korban this year, there's a picture, there's a video that one of the place of slaughtering, they tie the neck of the cow so high and so long. The cow already died. So what happened when they slaughter? No blood coming out from the animal. No blood. Because the heart is not pumping, the brain is not there anymore. So no blood. That's why we say the animal must be alive, because we want the animal to take out its blood as much as we can. As much as we can. Because to cleanse the body from any filth that is inside the body. I have a friend or student, diplomat. He and his family was staying in Vietnam. He said he slaughtered his chicken by himself, but he took the chicken to the market to be cleaned from his feather and everything. So when his chicken was being brought there, people want to buy his chicken because they said, "I want this one." The stall owner said, "No, cannot. This is this guy. This guy is not ours." Why? Because all the blood is not there anymore. So the chicken is so white. so clean. By the unslaughtered way of Islam, the chicken is like bruises, have bruises in the body because the blood is not being taken out of the body. So be careful about buying things. You see that the chicken is also like something is inside there, so don't buy it. Because like I said, al halam bayinun, something that is unclear, you avoid. So the cow or the goat when it's moving, it is not in pain. It is actually want to push the blood to the brain. So it's actually our purpose to make sure that complete bleeding happen. So all the blood will be clean from the body. Okay? Anything else?
Final question, Ustaz.
Okay.
Okay, Ustaz, I would like to ask, in your opinion, why do people stop at only no pork, no lard? Why not restaurateurs put no alcohol and even because if your aim is to attract non-Muslims to alcohol, I think business-wise you would get more profit from attracting Muslims because that is the majority of the market share.
Yeah.
And based on statistics, even we can see that most restaurants now are turning to their restaurants, like for example, Sukiya, from non-halal to halal. And their customers are always packed, not during just lunch or dinner, but even in between lunch and dinner. So why not take that step if you are just talking about profit?
I don't know, because actually this is for those shop owners, the restaurant owners, they themselves have to think about this. Because like you said about Sukiya, and you said about like I said, Sushi King, they know that the market in Malaysia is around the Muslim. 80% of whatever they sell, they are selling, if the Muslim is eating, then they will get the profit. So going into the halal doesn't mean that you actually lost profit. Lost profit. You don't lose any profit. You gain more profit actually. Going to make sure that your meat, the provider of your meat have the halal certificate, and you put it in your restaurant. There's nothing wrong about that. Only that I'm afraid that some people, they actually doesn't really honor the Muslim right. That is the thing. If you want to honor, inshallah it will happen. Like I said, you honor the vegan or the vegetarian right, but you don't honor the Muslim right. Why? Because I know that in our society right now, the people that actually really taking care of their food or want to eat only halal or care about something that is halal, permissible by Allah, are the Muslim. I remember my neighbor, during Aisha Akikah. So I came to the house. He's an Indian Hindus. I don't know his title, but when he give me an envelope, he wrote there Datuk something. So he's Datuk. So when I invite him to my house, I said we are having our eating today because of my daughter is here, so come and eat. And I said, oh, I just want to cook. Okay, I will come. He said. Then he said, I said to him, as additional mentioning, I said, we slaughter sheep, not cow. So you can come. You don't be afraid. So he said, it's okay. Even cow is okay. Okay, why do I laugh? Because after that story, I remember one of his neighbor told me that when he was entering his house for the first time, he brought 2 cows to go into every room to bless the house. But when I say to him, we slaughter sheep, not cow, you can eat, inshallah. He said, no, it's okay. Even cow is okay. Because you know that these days, the eating of cow, the beef steak and steak, T-bone steak and everything, the tomahawk, and everything is cow. So you are going with the trend. People are going to the trend of eating things like that, the steak and everything. So you are actually a modern person, and you start to not following your religion anymore. For a Muslim, whatever happened, you cannot go there. I remember one time I mentioned about this, reminding some of my students that actually they don't eat something that not permissible, but they are going to place that serving alcohol, serving intoxicant, like the sheep, chilies, TGI Fridays and everything. So I said, it's not for you to go there, especially in Ramadan. You know, in Ramadan, people are queuing, want to breaking their fast in that particular restaurant that serving intoxicant. We have restaurant that not serving, like not TGI Fridays. Which one? Tony Romas in Setia Alam. No, I call them particularly Tony Romas in Setia Alam, because inside the mall, they are inside there. I asked them, are you serving liquor or alcohol? He said, no, we don't serve here in this branch. Because the branch is actually in the middle of Muslim community. People actually, they want people to come there. If you're serving alcohol, how can? People will start to ban your restaurant. So particularly, they can serve food without alcohol. Italianese. So when I telling my student not to go something there, one of my students raised up her hand. He said, Ustaz, but the steak at that particular place that you mentioned, like the sheep, and it's so tasty. So if you cannot go there, can you give us any other place that we can go? I said, when did I become an agent for a good steak in the town? I was laughing. I said, why? You have many halal food. Why should you go there? Why should you go there? Just go until other place, until those people have think about it and they change their attitude towards the right of the Muslim. The right of the Muslim. This is your right. We are here. 80% of the Muslim are here. So whenever they sell anything, they want to venture to get more profit. You have to target the majority people. So the majority people will not go to your place if you serve alcohol. Then don't serve. Sushi King does this. Then why TGI Friday doesn't want to do it? Except because of pride. Except because of pride. Some people doesn't want to change because of pride. This is our honor. This is our right. Then it's up to you. Then people not come to your place. When we, as the ones that are responsible to teach people, we will always make campaign to people. Don't go to any places that serve liquor or intoxicated drinks to their customers, because you are there. Because the Prophet forbade us to be in a place where the alcohol being served. The Prophet forbade us. So why should we go there? Think about it. People say Italianese, chilies, TGI Friday, they can sue us. I don't think so, because they are doing that. Like I said, Tony Romas, they have branches. Some branches serving, some branches doesn't serve. So when I call the particular, because we have to break fast at the City Mall. So I asked them, are you serving alcohol? They said, no, our branch here, we don't do it. So think about it. Unless you want to think that you always preserve yourself as a pride, then it's our right also to teach our community, our Muslim community, to avoid anything that is uncertain from food or drinks that you are eating. Okay? Alhamdulillah. Okay, we stop here. Alhamdulillah. May Allah Ta'ala make whatever we learn today beneficial for us, and we practice whatever we learn. Wallahu a'lam. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa sallam alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika Asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi